So hey everybody, I wanted to start creating a fun little card using some clay and a technique that I learned at a painting class. It was one of the painting with a twist class, and here is the picture inspiration and then mine after, which I went completely a different way. And I love the idea of how all little swirls in the tree really made a tree. So I'm going to kind of replicate what we did in that class, but with clay. And I have a second inspiration, which was I saw a Pinterest video of, or not a Pinterest video, just a Pinterest link from somebody else in Makin's Clay a while ago, where they took the clay with an extruder and then they did like quilling with it. I thought, okay, well, that's cool. I really love that. And then I was kind of thinking, oh, well, and then I kind of put the two ideas together and thought, well, that'd be pretty fun. So the first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to take a little bit of this, it's not really yellow, and I cannot remember the name of it, but this yellowish color. And then we're also going to take one of this, the push molds from Makin's Clay, and this one is Christmas Decor. And basically, we're going to use this little star right here. So I took way too much clay, and that's absolutely fine. We're just going to push it in. And the deal with the push mold is you push it in, and then you just start kind of pulling off the excess. And this is such a tiny star, but it's going to fit just fine. And then we want it to kind of harden up on us. So I'm going to keep pushing this in, and then I'll pop it back out. So this is what it needs to look like when you're done. Just kind of make sure it's all pushed in and all evened out. And then whatever excess clay you have, you can just put away. And then you're just going to pop out this little guy right here. Very carefully. You don't want to kind of damage and squish it, but you just kind of use it to guide it and pop it out. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of clean up the little edges and make sure it looks like a little star. And there we go. Looks, and I like it because it's got kind of some texture to the star. It's not just a punch star. It actually has some dimension to it. So I'm just going to let that kind of stop to the side and dry. And the next stage that we're going to work on, and I'm going to make sure that I put all my clay away. I'm going to open this up first, is I'm going to make a whole bunch of tubes. And this is one of the extruder caps that fits on there. And this has 7. So this one has 7 holes, and they're all quite narrow, and we're going to make a bunch of tubes using this kind of dark green clay. So I'm going to speed this up. All right, so now I have all these long strands, and they're all the same color, and I just did the entire tube. I didn't want to worry about running out. I went ahead and did. We've got 7 strands, all about the same, and we're going to start looping them up, kind of curling them up, and making them into that fun shape for the tree. Now, what I've done also is I've taken a triangle right here, and this is just a white triangle, and it's basically just as my guide, so I can kind of see where I need to put my loops to kind of give me the basis for the tree. So that way, if I need to make another loop or however I want to do it, I can see. So I'm going to keep on making these fun little loops. It's pretty easy. All I do is wrap. It's very simple. You kind of go through it and you wrap it around on the mat right here. And the clay is already in its tube. And you go the other way and you wrap it from the other direction. And you can make them as tight or as narrow as you want. And you can make one side bigger than the other, kind of like I've done here. You make one quite a bit bigger. You can space it out. You can make them really tight like this. It really is kind of however you want to do it. So I'm basically going to start kind of filling in and doing the shape of the tree here. And start creating our tree shape as best as possible. Yep. Now I'm going to start speeding up and just filling up our tree. So now I've got the kind of the basic outline for my tree. What I'm going to go through now and kind of fill in some of the little gaps it doesn't have, because right as soon as I take the paper away, and you can see, as soon as the paper is gone, you kind of lose the basic shape of your tree. It's there, but it's not as prominent. So you're really trying to keep that triangle shape in there. And you've got your little star on top. So I'm going to fill in some of these little gaps. I'm going to do like baby circles. And there we go, our little tree all made out of clay with our little star on top. It just fits on here. I might shift it down when all is said and done. And I did curl some more tightly and added some more fun swirls. And I really did try to keep it, instead of doing little swirls like this, I thought that looked funny, more of the loopy swirls where it's two pieces and they wound into each other. I like that look a whole lot better. So I kind of played and morphed it around. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue everything down. So we're going to use some Makin 3-in-1 glue just to glue it down to our card. This is a canvas core card that's got a burlap piece stitched onto a ivory card base, and I like it because it feels like it's already halfway done for me. I don't have to do a whole lot to make this card look cool, and I like the rusticness of the earth tone colors that we've got going. I think they're vineyard colors. This one of them is vineyard and the other one is earth tones from the clay. It works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing all these down, kind of picking them up. I don't want to mess around too much with my shape of my tree because I'm pretty much liking it. The only thing I am going to do is shift it down, so that way my star is not kind of too far off here. There we go. And I'm basically just going to be picking up pieces, kind of putting some glue and then gluing it down. So I'm going to use this single circle right here and use this nice dark deep red. It's kind of in the same kind of earth tone colors and just deep rich, just kind of rich tone colors that we're doing with. And we're going to go ahead and create a tube with the red. And I'll show you how the easy way to try and make symmetrical. We're going to make little Christmas balls that are going to go on a tree. But I don't want my balls to be all different sizes. So just a few ways you could do this. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to go ahead and line my tube up. And then just pinch off, just use my fingers, pinch off right where, and then kind of each one of my, I'm using the guide of my mat here to pinch off concentric little sections. So all my little Christmas balls are going to be about the same size. And then I'm going to roll it on the mat. And that made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Made 8 little Christmas balls. And then either you can roll it on the mat like this, and just do your best to try and get symmetrical little Christmas balls, or you can also roll it in your palm like this, and you're just trying to get nice little balls just like this. And then you can start placing them kind of in the holes that we've created on our tree. I'm going to go ahead and keep rolling all these out and placing them on our tree. And there we go. I feel like I need maybe like one more right there. So I'm going to do my best to try and mimic the same amount of clay here. All right, so keep in mind when you're doing things like this and you're adding elements, when you do odd numbers, it looks a whole lot better than when you do even numbers. So putting in 9 Christmas balls looks a heck of a lot better than 8 or 6. Just odds better. The other thing that was kind of bothering me is that, like for instance, right in here, there was a section where this ball kind of sunk in. So I had some balls that were raised on top of the tree, and then I had some that were sunken into the tree, and I really didn't like that. So I had a little bit of leftover green clay. I just made a tiny little circle that these little guys are going to rest on, and you can kind of off center it so it looks like it's another swirl. It's just kind of being hidden underneath, so it might have looped off and maybe you had 2 swirls that kind of branched out, and now all of them are resting on top. Maybe I'll move this little guy over here. So it just creates another little something kind of going on, less gaps going on in there right now. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all these little pieces on, the bottom green parts and all the little balls on there, again with our Beacon 3-in-1 glue. And there it is, our little clay card. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but it will pretty much stand up. And this is not 100% dry, so I don't want to let it stand up. The glue will not take too long, but I don't want to make it do anything that's not supposed to do yet. So give it a little bit of time to dry. I'm going to go ahead and put my clay away, make sure it doesn't dry out on me, and I will get some pictures. Thanks so much. Bye.
Welcome to my 1500 giveaway. I'm giving away 4 different Brutus Monroe mini chalk ink sets to lucky winners who subscribe to my channel. All I need you to do is go to the video linked here, which is my Brutus Monroe Ink Lab. Go in the top corner and hit the I button. It'll take you directly to that video, and then just leave a comment that you would like to win. And if you're a new subscriber, please say that, or if you're a returning subscriber, well, let me know. That's it. Thanks so much. Bye.